What is up, guys? Welcome back to Harsh Truths. Today we're going to do a quick reaction and just initial thoughts on the first Rams games of the season against the North Carolina Panthers. I keep wanting to say North Carolina, but they're just the Carolina Panthers. I'm Bobby, and this is
Milad.
And I guess we can start with our initial reactions of the game. So we'll start with you, Milad. What was your reaction?
Well, as you guys can probably see from my jersey, I'm a Rams fan. And if you followed on my vlog channel, I went to the Super Bowl game last year, so heartbroken from that still. But okay, today's game, a lot of people are reacting a lot more harshly to this game than I thought they would. A lot of people are like, you guys barely beat this trashy, crappy Panthers team. But to be honest, a lot of the rust was wearing off from the Rams this game because we did not play any of our starters at all during preseason. Well, at least the main ones like Gurley, Goff, Aaron Donald, stuff like that. So a lot of people, this was like their first game back, and it worked out pretty well last season. So a lot of people can't say much against that because we made it to the Super Bowl. So there's that. But it was pretty obvious, just like last season's first game against the Raiders that we had, that we were pretty rusty, especially in the first half, and especially Goff was a little bit rusty with his throws, his passes, and even throughout the end, he was a little bit rusty. And I think we got bailed out quite a bit in this game as well, with a couple of those fumbles and the backward pass and the interception's not luck, like we hit that. But like a couple of the other plays were a little bit lucky, and like we made that work out for us. And then we also had a pretty worn out kind of looking Cam Newton who still hasn't played in a while at game speed. So we got lucky with that as well. And overall, I'm pretty happy for how the Rams played. I like Todd Gurley slowly gaining his confidence back towards the end of the game. And I like that we have Malcolm Brown as a backup. Our defense was a little suspect on certain possessions, and on other possessions looked dominant. Like how Dante Fowler played. I like how Corey Littleton played. I like how Cooper Kupp played. I liked how Robert Woods played. Those are the main people where, like, you know, they made a couple mistakes here and there, but I feel like they played up to par with how they should be throughout the season. And then, you know, like the Goffs and the Gurleys and the Aaron Donalds could still do a little bit better. But that's my initial reaction.
Yeah, you kind of basically touched upon everything. This whole narrative of hating on the Rams, I feel like started since last season for whatever reason. But they still continue to win, and I think they still continue to show that they are one of the more model positive organizations that a lot of people should look up to in terms of how they run their team and the culture they've established there within these past 2 to 3 years. One standout for me in this game was Cooper Kupp. I think just from coming back from that injury that he had last year, I think it's really, I don't want to say surprising, but it's really, really a welcome sight to see him somewhat back to normal, basically. And I think we've seen firsthand like how important Cooper Kupp is to this team, and also that he is definitely one of the most underrated receivers in the league right now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then I think, with Jared Goff, it was a little, like you said, he was a little rusty. And I know people are going to get on him because of that contract as well. That contract he signed obviously comes with expectations where people expect them to be perfect, right? Every single game, perfect. But he is human. He is 24 years old. He's still a really young QB on the rise. And I think, like you said, he just looked rusty out there. I think next weekend against the Saints on Sunday, I think we'll see a better version of Jared Goff. Hopefully more warmed up, more accurate than he was today. And that's not to say today he wasn't good. I thought he was solid today. Was he amazing? No. Was he horrible? No.
He wasn't the Kansas City Jared Goff that we saw last season.
Yeah, and that'll come with time. He hadn't played in preseason at all. So, you could imagine that, he wouldn't be up to par yet. I think my other initial reaction was with Cam Newton. I don't know. He just didn't look right to me. And I don't know what it was exactly. I know people kept saying that he's 100% healthy, this and that, but something seemed off to me
I
about him.
expected more.
I expected a lot more from to me, an MVP candidate quarterback. Cam Newton is MVP level. I expected a lot more from him. Their running back, Christian McCaffrey, I don't know if I said his name right. He really surprised me. I hadn't really seen much of him last season, but he's definitely the real deal to me. I did not expect them to be that impactful.
That was the only weapon
And-
they really had, to be honest.
And he is such a dominant weapon too. I mean, he's a beast. They couldn't stop him. But other than that, those are my initial reactions. Also, quickly touch upon Aaron Donald. He looked a little rusty too. I think with time, in a couple of weeks, he'll be up to speed again as well.
Yeah. And it's hard to expect a lot from Aaron Donald sometimes too, because he's always getting double and triple teamed. But he once he gets in the rhythm, he'll break out of those double and triple teams, and it's gonna be a problem.
Absolutely, and him just attracting those double and triple teams opens it up for like Dante Fowler and Clay Matthews, who I thought had really big impacts.
I like
Especially
Dante
Fowler.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
sometimes they give people the issue where they're like, once they get paid, then they like relax a little bit and they don't worry too much. But Fowler got paid and he came to play, so that's what I liked about him.
I'm not. Do you know how many years he has? A 1 year contract.
One or two.
Right?
Let me check.
Check on that. I think I could definitely see the Rams extending.
Oh, yeah.
Even more. I think it's a 1 year, if I'm not mistaken. But I know it's a short-term deal, but regardless, he was really big. Brandon Cooks was really quiet. I think it was just a matchup thing for him, and I have my thoughts on him as well. I think he's just one of those receivers that it's kind of like a matchup, like a game-by-game matchup basis, where sometimes he's gonna have a good matchup and other nights he's not. Even though we can make a separate video on this later, but I really feel like the Rams should have kept Sammy Watkins in my
That's
opinion.
Mahomes' receiver now.
Yeah, I really wish they kept him, but that's a whole separate topic we could talk about in another video. What else? Todd Gurley was a little concerning in the beginning. He looked a little rusty, and I think what they were trying to do was, especially Sean McVay, he was trying to kind of figure out how to manage Todd Gurley, even though they say there's no like minute restriction or snap restriction for him. You could tell that they were pacing him. Right?
Yeah, they had that news before the game too, where they're like, the Rams don't know like what to expect out of him and the status of his knee and stuff like that, so they're unsure.
Yeah. Other than that, it was a good game, and then we can talk about briefly some other games that surprised us. Was the Browns game. I did not expect them to get blown out. That was pretty shocking
What was the
to
score
me.
again? It was 43-13.
Yeah, that was really, really shocking.
Also, I don't think the Browns
And
have
yeah.
won a first week game since 2004, just to let you guys know.
Ouch.
So it's been 15 years since they've won the first game of the season. But yeah, that was an interesting loss because everyone expects so much out of the Browns, but we'll see what happens as the season progresses. Same thing was happening last season where once Baker got situated and, he's just a second-year guy now. So, once he gets his, flow going, things might wake up a little better for him.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. That's a wait and see type of theme.
Give it some time.
We'll wait and see what happens with them. Give it some time. I think by week 5, we'd have a pretty good, somewhat of a good picture of what type of team that they're going to be. Same with the Rams as well. I think next week is a pretty crucial game, obviously, with the Saints. It's going to be an emotional game. We're going to get definitely an angry Saints team. Really passionate.
They got
Saints
something
team,
they want to prove to us. But we're back home.
And I think
we're back home this time.
We're back home, but I definitely think that the room for error has to be a lot less.
100%, because how we played today would not have beat the Saints.
Yeah, and I think today it was more of the Panthers
messing
kind
up,
of beating themselves. I think they messed up a lot more, and we were just able to kind of take advantage of that, obviously, till the end. But next week, hopefully things get tightened up a little bit. Hopefully Jared Goff and Aaron Donald and Todd Gurley all shake off that rust, and they'll put together a more consistent and just good overall game.
But okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go through pretty much all the games that happened this week. Some of them are still in progress or close to finishing, but we'll give our predictions for those games instead of saying how we feel or if we expected them to win or if we're surprised by the win. So first game, Packers beat the Bears 10-3.
That wasn't surprising to me. I think the only shocking thing was how bad the Bears' offense was. That was my thoughts on that.
The low score is what surprised me.
Score.
But I did expect the Packers to beat the Bears.
Yeah.
Chiefs beat the Jaguars 40-26.
That's no surprise.
No surprise.
At all.
Yeah. Just feel bad for Nick Foles going down.
Yeah. And the whole Jags team. They're kind of done, if you think about it.
Because I think you said he's out for the season, right?
I don't know if he's out for the season, but he's going to be out for a good portion of the season.
Let me see. I might
can assume
real
that.
quick.
He broke a specific bone. I forgot where. He was in his.
Ouch. Yeah, he's going to undergo surgery on Monday. Okay.
Yeah, so I think we can say he's going to be out for, the season.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Vikings beating the Falcons 28-12.
That was shocking to me, only because there's a lot of expectations for the Falcons this year. And I didn't expect them to lose like that to the Vikings. So that was kind of a shock to me.
Yeah, but I mean, I still feel like the Vikings can hold their own pretty well with Kirk Cousins, and they still got Stephon Diggs, and they got a solid team there. So I don't think the Falcons' time is back yet. So, Browns and Titans. Titans win 43-13.
Yeah, that was really shocking.
Yeah, we talked about that already. So.
Yeah.
There's that. Bills beat the Jets 17-16. I think this was an underrated game.
Yeah, I think. I guess I'm kind of surprised. I kind of expected the Jets to win that game. I thought the Jets.
I was expecting
the Jets,
Le'Veon Bell to go off. Let me check what Le'Veon Bell did.
Yeah, I thought the Jets, Sam Darnold and Le'Veon Bell, I think.
60 yards, 17 carries for Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. But that's a process too, right? That's the first season these two are playing. Le'Veon Bell didn't play that
Sam
much
Darnold's a second-year quarterback too.
Yeah, so that's a process. It'll get better.
The Ravens murk the Dolphins 59-10.
That's not shocking to me because it's the Dolphins. I'm more surprised that Josh Rosen isn't the starting quarterback.
Damn, who did they have starting?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was between those two. Yeah. They might switch that up pretty soon.
I don't know. I'd be concerned if I'm Josh Rosen.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Still a couple more. Eagles beat the Redskins 32-27.
That's not shocking at all. The Eagles are one of the best teams in the
Not
NFL
shocking,
right now,
yeah.
so
Expected the Eagles to win by more, and the Redskins actually gave them a pretty good scare at the beginning of the game. So
they did, and I think the Eagles were just rusty, and they woke up in the second half.
Okay, here's some interesting stuff, because these games aren't completed yet, but the Colts and the Chargers just went to overtime.
Are you serious?
Yep. 24-24, regulation ended. So
yeah, the Colts are they're underrated. They still have a really solid team. I feel
Andrew
like.
Luck retired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, that's surprising. Oh, and the Bengals and the Seahawks are 21-20. Seahawks up by 1 point. Seahawks have the ball. I think the Bengals just gave up possession right now. But and then Cowboys about to beat the Giants 35-10.
That's expected.
Yeah. And 49ers are up 20-14 to the Buccaneers.
That's also expected. No shock there.
Yeah. Detroit Lions are beating the Cardinals 24-19.
Oh, the Cardinals scored?
Yeah, I guess so.
It was 24-9. You said 24-19.
I mean 24-9. 24-9. My bad.
I was about to say they kind of came back. I was surprised.
My bad.
Yeah, that's no shock there.
Yeah.
The
Kyler Murray
Lions
still
are
needs to
better
get
team.
situated,
Yeah.
Patriots and Steelers game tonight.
Yeah, I don't. That could go either way. I think the Patriots are known to have slower starts.
I think the Patriots are also known to beat the Steelers.
Yeah, that too.
So
We'll see. I think the Steelers win tonight.
I think the Patriots win tonight, but I hope the Steelers win.
And then tomorrow's game is going to be really fun.
Texans and Saints.
Yeah.
What you think?
That's the one I'm looking forward to.
I hope the Texans win, but I think the Saints are going to pull out with it.
I think the Texans will pull it out. I think they have a better overall team than the
Okay.
Saints.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see if it's the Saints' downfall yet.
Yeah.
Broncos and Raiders. This one you can expect.
That one,
Broncos.
nobody cares.
Yeah, no one cares about, and I think the Broncos are going to win it. Everyone was waiting for Antonio Brown, but we won't be seeing that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I hope the Raiders win. I think everything they went through this offseason, they didn't deserve what happened.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for them. Hope they win, but
Yeah.
it could go either way.
Yeah.
Either one of them could win.
All right, that's all the games. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up right here. All right, since you introed it, I'll close it out, I guess. So, thank you guys for tuning in on this episode of Harsh Truths. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I think this is our first football-related episode, so there's that. And I'm Milad. And
I'm Bobby.
And this was Harsh Truths, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Later.